Hello, welcome to the 5th tutorial key points video for W201. This tutorial we reviewed TMA03, and the key points that I would stress are: when dealing with problem questions, structure is so important. Your structure needs to be focused on the question and not in describing the law. I did get some excellent descriptions of judicial review, but they weren't actually focused on answering the question. Secondly, it's worth thinking about the structure to make sure that those points which are common to almost all the little scenarios, that you structure it so that efficiently you put those together, and those areas where there are differences you treat separately. I sent out the flow diagram before the TMA, and again it's worth keeping in mind that if you go through those steps, any question you might meet in the exam you'll be able to deal with. And finally, relevance is very important. Irrelevance will get you lower marks, so make sure that you're focused on the question and on relevant points. So what did we do with our time at the tutorial? Well, most of it we spent looking at a series of exercises and working together, solving problems. What I would stress is, as you do your reading, there are some areas which are common to all of criminal law. So make sure that you're fully conversant with the concept of actus reus. In mens rea, I know you did it in W200, but this time we look at some of the problems with mens rea, and one in particular is the question of the meaning of recklessness. Now, a key case which changed things was the case of the Queen and G, RVG in written form, but you'd never call it RVG. Do have a look at this case, and I'd urge you to read the full law report, because it gives you the background to the way that the law had gone in two directions on recklessness, and R&G puts an end to that division. It's worth looking at the reasoning of the judges. Causation, obviously important because that's what your next TMA is about. Omissions, and then we look at the very specific offences. And as I've said previously, this part of the course you need to know the actus reus, the mens rea, any specific defences, and some leading cases for each of the offences that are covered. You are not covering every offence on the statute book, and even some that aren't on the statute book but are covered by common law. You're looking at specific offences. So make sure that you've got notes on each of those offences: actus reus, mens rea, defences, leading cases. You'll be coming across inchoate liability, attempt, conspiracy, incitement, and you'll be looking at the sexual offences: rape, section 1, assault by penetration, section 2, sexual assault, section 3, and then the offences as they relate to children. Again, these are specific offences, and if you know each of those, you'll be fine. TMA 04, the question is: explain how legal causation is established in criminal law in relation to a defendant's acts and omissions. So this is describing what the law is. And I expect some cases and some statute to back that. And then the second part of the question, and this is the one that you can demonstrate your critical evaluation: to what extent is this fair to the defendant, to the victim, and to society? So this isn't the sort of essay that you can just look at the book and write down. You have to think about those issues. You have to do the weighing up of the advantages and disadvantages for each of those three groups. So put your thinking caps on and apply this. For the rest of the subject, make sure that you have a good handle on each of the offences described in the manual. Thank you, and I look forward to the next tutorial.